While I was away with my daughter, someone decided to set fire to the house where I was living. I was renting a basement suite because I couldn't afford to rent a house at the time. And thankfully, luckily, we were not there when that happened. It was in the middle of the night. And my landlord, who lived upstairs, died in the fire. I lost everything in the fire. I had no insurance because the job I had at the time was barely paying the bills. And I was struggling with my legal bills. And then 10 days after the fire, so all of a sudden I was homeless with no insurance. And 10 days after the fire happened, the company where I worked for called me in, and I remember the controller called me in and he had tears in his eyes. He said to me, "Francesca, I'm so sorry. We're letting everybody go, the company's folding." So within 10 days I lost everything I had, like my belongings. I mean, my daughter's everything I had, but I lost all my belongings and my job. And then after that, I was not, I couldn't find work. I looked for work. I had 2 agencies helping me, place me to get interviews after interview after interview, and it was just not happening at all. And then my unemployment insurance was running out, and then 2011, it was a 9/11 happened. And now nobody was even interviewing, so even the interviews stopped. So I had to get really creative. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna rely on the government. That was was not gonna happen. So I made the decision I was gonna have to start my own business, because if nobody hires me, I have to hire myself. And it's gonna be something my daughter's gonna be proud of. It was very painful. I had taken a self-employment program prior to opening the studio, and I had done everything by the book. My marketing by the book, my promoting by the book. So I had no prior experience. So I thought that, okay, this is my opening day, people will come, and nobody came. And I sat there in the middle of the dance studio going, I have to figure this out. There is no other option. I'm not going to depend on welfare from the government. I will make this happen one way or another. I just need to learn. There's got to be a way, so I'll figure it out. I knew there was a market, even though my business advisors in my self-employment program, they didn't think it would fly. They looked at my business plan and they didn't think it was going to work. I mean, at the time, there were no dance studios that catered to adult beginners, and you couldn't take at the time a ballet class if you were in your 30s or your 40s or your 50s. All the dance schools were all for children. I knew there was a market. I just knew that they did not know. I knew they did not know. Every cell in my body knew that I had a market. I just didn't know how to reach it. I didn't know how to market to them, how to find them at the time. I made myself so visible. I was everywhere, anywhere, anytime. I went literally from zero, when this was in April, nobody was there. And in September, I sold out every single class. So that's how it changed. And it stayed like that and then just kept growing from there. So it wasn't just like a one-time launch where it filled up and then everybody left. I've personally known the financial struggle of having to rely on someone else to live and not be happy. And then I learned how not to be stuck in that situation. And now that I figured that way out, I feel like it's my mission to help every woman that I meet, every person that I am in contact with. If I can help them, I'm there to help them. And that's my mission in life, truly is. I prefer working with women because I believe they undervalue themselves, and the struggle that they go through is unnecessary. There's a lot of pain that can be spared, a lot of money that can be saved, and I believe that you shouldn't have to rely on someone else for finances, that a woman can be her most confident when she can earn her own income and grow it at will. When I see the shift in my clients, when they get that aha, like I did, it's overwhelming, the joy that I feel personally in my heart, and they see like there is no limit for them, that, it's like the gates have opened, the gates of possibilities. Now they've kind of figured out, now they see how it works. and there's really nothing to be afraid of in business. And that's what I find, that a lot of times is like, a lot of women start their business and they have this idea what their business is going to look like, and then they hit that struggle. Maybe they get a few clients at first, but then it hits a hard wall and it just seems really hard to grow to the next step. That's where I like to help my clients in getting over that stumbling block so that they can grow. No, I see for myself really to train thousands and thousands and thousands of women into independence, really, because that's really what it boils down to, and to fall in love with what they do. So it's not just about making money, it's also about falling in love with the process of having that business. And maybe sometimes they're just in the wrong business. I believe every single person can have a business. It's just the business has to be the right model for the right personality. Because I find that a lot of people think, oh, I'll get in business, and they'll get into business. That is totally wrong with who they are. So there's nothing wrong with the business, and there's nothing wrong with the person. It's just not a match. So that's one of the things that I work with my clients as well, is I help them, if they're not in the right model, maybe shape the model of the business so that it suits them and it grows. Because once you have that, it's like a symphony. It just, it's just flawless.